friends and family, friends especially, didn't understand, still don't understand what a stroke and how it affects you. I still have to convince them in terms of how I feel on a regular basis. But
friends and family, it's very much family. It's just trying to. They just want you to say everything's well and going okay, and so you say yes, everything's well and going okay. But in your heart and in your body, you're tearing yourself apart.
Well, it's hard for friends, especially, to understand what you and I have to put up with on a daily basis.
Yeah. Male friends, they bike riding and running, and so when they say, "Oh, Ken, you're fairly all right. You should start this," and
they don't realise, do they?
Myself, I'm going, yeah, I'd love to, but my wife's going, use your head.
Yeah, be sensible.
Be sensible. And it's very hard when you've got that bombarding of people saying to you, "You're looking well."
Yeah.
And you got this, fatigue that just niggles at you all the time. So,
but have you lost any friends after what's happened?
I have, but I think that is my doing, because I distanced myself, because I was more. I lost my confidence, and when you feel awkward in company, that's how I was feeling.
Just difficult sometimes being a wife, but also being a carer as well, because my role has completely changed.
Yes.
I used to work, but I finished work early to look after him, because I felt that I couldn't leave him 8 hours a day. I didn't think anybody else could do a better job than me. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to, whether I want to be there all the time, or whether I want to leave him or cuddle him or whatever, and that's hard, because there's no, you don't get a manual to say, well, this is what you've got to do.
Oh, absolutely,
You have to just find your own.
Learn as you go along sometimes, isn't it? I feel for Chris, and sometimes for me, I find I'm searching to find a balance between encouragement, tough love, and letting her get on with it. Sometimes when people are struggling to do it, it's about giving the gentle shove, but it's about how gentle is the shove.
That's right, yeah.
I mean, one of the things Alex talks about is, to look at me, I look well,
sure,
right? And I was extremely well, extremely healthy before it happened. There'll be things I'll be wanting to do, and maybe they're not the best things I should be doing, but, does she intervene and stop me from doing that?
Sure.
Or am I setting myself up for trouble? So it's trying to get that balance. And before, Alex would never have had to, say, are you looking after yourself?
It is quite a difficult thing to balance, because it's very much about, for me as a carer, I want Chris to be able to start to feel more confident in what she can do now. Mm-hmm. But by the same token, I'm really aware that if she does an awful lot on one day, she's very, very fatigued the next day. And it is really tricky, because sometimes I'm very conscious that I don't want to come across as a nag. I've had to learn to try very hard not to react, and also have an understanding that whereas things were easy for her to do before, actually they're very challenging for her to do now.
Yeah. Sometimes it needs to be said. If he's annoying me, he'll get told.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times I do hold back a little bit, because I don't want to upset him, because he's got enough going on. When he gets upset, it can lead into a downward spiral. He can become very depressed very quickly. When he's upbeat, he's fantastic.
Sure.
He's got a great sense of humour. He's really, really funny.
She can still be very funny, and we do have a great laugh. I love spending time with her, but Chris now gets really concerned and worried about that she feels she's a burden.
Right.
She feels she's a burden to me. Very often she'll say, "I don't understand why you still want to stick around."
Yeah. He's often said to me, I'm not good. I feel useless. I can't do these things.
Chris the same.
And that's when, if he's having quite a bad day, that's how he feels, useless. But when he has one of those bad days,
it's
a bad day.
Yeah.
And you feel awful, because you can't help. You can't say snap out of it, because
No,
once you're...
'cause you can't do it.
No, he feels frightened for the future.
Yeah.
He's often says to me, I had great plans for what we wanted to do in the future.
Yeah.
And he says, I feel that the stroke
all
has
kinda
ruined
going.
it.
Yeah.
And I said, well, we've still got a future.
Oh,
I tried to
yeah.
reassure him
Yeah.
that everything is going to be okay, and that it could have been a lot worse. I know that's not the right thing to say, because it's bad enough, but it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
And we just go from day to day. I try to make it as easy as possible for him every day. It doesn't always work, because he's sometimes a pain in the bum.
Yeah.
But other than that, we have a very good relationship. So if he's having a bad day, I don't really do an awful lot. I just either sit with him, or he sits in one room and I sit in another. He's not left on his own for a great deal of the time. I do have to go out without him, and I leave him, and he's okay in the house. He doesn't go out on his own.
Yeah.
He's lost his sort of like independence. So as long as his days are structured,
Yeah.
and he knows what he's doing each day, he's quite okay. But if we have to change a plan of anything, he gets a bit flustered.
But now I worry more about her health. I want to be there more.
Yeah.
She's got fantastic support from the stroke group. That has really, really helped her move forward with things. I'm learning that actually I've got to look after me more. I've got to be well. It's good for me actually, because I'm learning to be more chilled, because sometimes I'm not chilled about things. And for me, I'm finding that I'm trying really hard to try and find ways to find the positives and encourage it, because she is going through a real tough time because she's had to give up work.
Yeah.
She had a responsible job. People have looked to her.
Yeah.
I've looked to her in the past. Chris will know, Chris will be able to do this. But actually, Chris can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
It's very much about loss an awful lot of the time.
Yeah.
It's about trying to help her come to a place where she's more accepting of that.
He still looks back on the things that he used to be able to do and he can't, and he misses them.
Yeah.
He misses doing those things, and I miss him doing those things.
Oh, of course. I might be having a bad day, but I don't want to say I'm having a bad day, because actually most of Chris's days
Or bad days.
are quite bad days.
I'm more likely to be the one that doesn't say if I'm worried about something, because I just hope it'll go away.
Yeah. Do you think she feels like a carer?
I would say yes in the early days, and probably less so now. I think in the first couple of months, Alex would have done quite a lot more physically. She wouldn't need to do anything physically for me, but all the stuff around the house and all the things that needed to be done in the early months, that was hard work. So Alex had to pick up some of that, some of the logistical stuff that I would have done.
Yeah. I don't want to be described as Chris's carer, because actually it's more than that. I'm supporting her and enabling her, but she does that for me as well. So, and if you say I'm a carer for a person, kind of people get an idea that you're running about helping them in all sorts of ways, shapes and forms.
But that's the thing, it's not just the impact on the person who's had the stroke, is it? It's the impact on you and the rest of the family, and it's coping with things, because you need coping mechanisms as well then. How did you feel when Peter says that, you know, he burst into tears and things? Have you found that really difficult to cope with?
When he was going through that stage, it was very, very difficult. But he was just going through such a low stage then, it was really hard. Because I didn't want him to make him feel like that. I didn't like seeing him like that. But,
of course not.
But in his mind, I was the one who was causing it. And it felt like he was hating me. And that's not nice to live with, no. I try and be calm, but then sometimes you just can't. It just gets to you because you're in the middle of other things as well, and you just snap. But I know Pete's ill, even though you can't see it, and he can't help it. So I do try and manage that. But of course you can't. You know, nobody's perfect. You can't always do it all the time.
He could be in a room full of people but feel completely alone because
Yeah.
he's not a part of
Yeah.
that group.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if everybody's talking, and that's difficult to cope with
Yeah.
for him, and it's quite difficult to cope myself. I
Yeah.
find that quite
Yeah.
hard because we could be out with family and he feels and he's not talking, and I know exactly how he's feeling. Everybody else haven't been part of a conversation, and he's lost.
Yeah.
Too many people are talking.
Yeah.
They've all got their own points of view and
Yeah.
interests, and he is lost.
Yeah. I think when you love somebody, you take on board how they're feeling as well, and you feel it too.
Yeah.
And, you know, it kind of wrecks you in a way sometimes.
Do you find your own emotions are being affected by it as
Definitely,
well?
definitely. You know, if she's really upset and having a bad day, then I'll be really upset. We're quite good in that we'll talk about what's going on, you know, and she'll tell me honestly how it is for her. And I think, I don't know about you, but sometimes with the best will in the world, you want to be open, honest and transparent. Well, sometimes you think, no, I don't want to tell her that I'm really cross about that. I do get very tired. I've got a lot of really good support at home. I find that it's really important for me to talk about my feelings, not just with Chris, but with other people as well. So she's frightened now.
Yes.
She's very frightened of what's going to happen in the future. And we're really trying to work very hard together to try and find positive ways around that. It's about doing things that you can both do together.
Yeah.
We've got a caravan.
Yeah.
Love the caravan. And we just are so relaxed. She's a different person.
Yeah. Our relationship and everything else has completely changed because I'm not only his wife, but I'm his carer.
You're caring for him
I
now
look
as well.
out for him. I look after him.
Yeah.
In a different way than I did before the stroke. But it's not anything awful. It's in fact we're more together in a lot of ways than we were before. But it's as you say, it's a journey, and it's our journey together.